Welcome to another episode of St Vincent Untold Stories. At this time, we want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. On this episode, we look at Sim Williams, aka Bart, Cleroy Pinder, Zimroy Guy, Kamara George, and Chada Jacobs. I am going to show you how one mistake changed their lives forever and put them behind bars for a very, very long time. And not only that, just a few days ago, one of the men was hit with a pow several times, attack, and sent to the cemetery. Big ups to all of my subscribers. And if you are new to the channel, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon if you wish to see more videos like this one. At Untold Stories, we don't want to add or take away anything from the story. We want to give you it as it is, directly from the horse's mouth, from the prosecution witness, Mr. Bart. I quote Sims Williams, Mr. Bart. It was July 28, 2013, when he was driven to the Rustlers scene by a guy named George. And one of the accomplices by the name Guy took out a steel pipe and gave it to one Pinder. Bart said that he was given some orders to follow one Pinder. And they put on their mask and went into a cinema. It is alleged that they held up the employees and they saw the manager and security guard and they were a bit stubborn. So Pinder decided to beat them about the body with a steel pipe. Sit down, boy, little boy, big man attack. They searched the manager and they got $710. And when they searched the jaw, they pulled out $2,000. In Eastern Caribbean dollar, that is $2,000 plus dollars. So when they got the money, they decided to flee the scene. So they ran outside and took off their masks quickly. But as soon as they took off the mask, they saw that someone was watching them. It was a fella by the name of Grant. But the bad man decided, say, you know what? He saw us, so we have to deal with the situation. So he pulled out the steel pipe and do some blow and hit the guy one in the face. So the men ran until they reached across by a secondary school, and they called their getaway driver. George was the driver at the time, and when they arrived, they handed over the money to Guy. But the police was hot on their heels. Immediately after, police intercepted the car up at Mackey's Hill. You see, they did not have enough time to stash the evidence, so they were found with a pow inside the vehicle. But you see, Bart did not hesitate at all. From the time they caught up with them, Bart started to sing like a canary. You know what they call canaries? Someone who sells out early. Just to imagine, right? 5 bad men went on an operation and one decided to turn state witness. You see, that is why we continue to tell the men, leave badness alone, because from the time the police catch up with you, one of you are going to sell out. You see, Bart knew the consequences behind the actions, so he did not hesitate. Right away he gave up other men. You see, they had an unlicensed steel pipe in their possession. Plus, robbery was committed. Plus, a man was sent to the cemetery with the use of a steel pipe. You see, when the men went to court, the lawyers knew that the odds were stacked against them, because one of their fellow members turned a state witness. Plus the evidence. You see, the men had some big-time lawyers, but they could not get them off. What they tried to do is to get a lesser sentence for the men. So they played the role of bringing forward the mitigating factors, which some of the men had a really rough childhood growing up. One of the men said that his mom used to send him to Sertil because times were really hard. Two of them fell out of school really early, One got thrown out for a type of magazine. You see, the mitigating factors helped, but it was not enough to lower the sentences. You see, the court was looking at an innocent man was sent to Dovecat. It is alleged that the men were given some big sentence, the highest being 35 years. It is also alleged that one of the men had 10 children, and 10 mouths are really hard to feed. But unto the stories, we do not want to justify what happened, right? Right now, a lot of men are being sent to the cemetery by the steel pipe. And could it be a case just like the one at the Roslow Cinema, where youths are growing up in broken homes? Look at the case there, when the man said that when he was young, his mother sent him to steal. So could it be that that went on with him all his days of his life? A few days ago, a live video started to circulate on social media, where they were saying that we had the latest person being sent to the cemetery in a broad daylight with the use of a steel pipe, and he was hit several times across the body. Another individual was also hit with the steel pipe, and the persons are saying that the other person was innocent. But as the Jamaicans normally say, if they can't catch Kwaku, they are going to catch the shirt. And just before that, another man was sent to the cemetery, hit with a steel pipe several times. And another man was standing next to him, and he was also hit with a steel pipe. So that means you have to be careful who you are associated with right now, because you are seeing what is happening. And it all goes back to what if Bart would keep his mouth quiet. What if he did not sell out? Probably he would have been alive today, behind bars doing 35 years, just like the other men. Please do not take my words out of context. I am not saying that the men behind the bars are responsible. I am saying that what if Bart did not say anything? Then he would have been there with the other men as well. And the question is, was Bart offered to be put under the witness protection program? He decided not to be placed into one. Because normally, when you make those type of selling out, they try to fly you away. And your documents disappear, so no one have any trace of you or your whereabouts. 35 years behind the prison walls is not an easy time, I watched a documentary recently where a man was saying that he was locked away for 8 years without seeing a tree. But at the Belial Correctional Facility, you get to see a lot of trees and do a lot of farming. How many more, Jah? How many more? Can't we just settle our differences like in the old days? Right now, if you are found with a steel pipe in Jamaica, you can get a heavy sentence. But you see, a lot of men here carry steel pipes for protection in case an enemy comes or something. But the thing is, right, they are men that are hurting innocent people. Well, to us, some might seem innocent, but we do not know their background and what they have done to offend others. The man above, he is the only judge. And in this case with the men, right, we were not there, so we cannot say what happened. But Bart gave a statement against the men because he was there. So I am not adding or taking away anything from the story. I'm just saying what Bart has said. It has been a while since we shared a story on the program. Don't worry, we have a lot of stories coming up. This week, we lost a comedian in St Vincent, a former tennis coach by the name of Kuman, but we'll have that story coming up.